Hello and welcome to another episode of 科博 Say Hello. This is the podcast brought to you by me, Dr. Audrey, and the National Museum of Natural Science in Taichung, Taiwan. We're so excited to see you today, and today we have another special guest for you. I am delighted to welcome Wu Xiaorou, to our podcast today. And she is another member of the museum staff here, and she's going to tell us all about the exciting work that she's been doing with crocodilians, with birds, with eggs, and with dinosaurs. Let's get started. So Xiaorou, tell me about the work that you're doing here and how you got to this point in your museum career.
Hi, I'm Wu Xiaorou, and I work in the Department of Geology. My boss is Dr. Yang Zirui. I'm his research assistant. And one of my missions in the museum is to publish my dinosaur research as a paper. And another mission is managing schedule of the fossil well preparation.
Amazing. Tell me a little bit more about that preparation work that you're doing.
The fossil we excavation in the 2022. And now we have their preparation for the exhibition in the 2026. So it is now we got many part of fossil, and we have to clean the plaster on it and clean the rocks around it. Yeah.
That sounds like really challenging work. And in a future episode of 科博 Say Hello, we'll talk more about this fossil whale and why it's so important and some of the work that Xiaorou and Yang Zirui do here at the museum. Let's go back to the eggs and some of the work that you've been doing up until now. How did you come to be interested in eggs and egg morphology?
Actually, the eggs is not my primary choice of the study or my research because, first of all, my interesting is the dinosaurs. So I want to study dinosaur in Taiwan, but seems impossible because there is no Mesozoic dinosaur in Taiwan. But when I come to National Taiwan University for my master degree. My advisor have some cooperation with the professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and he want the student to do the dinosaur egg study, but no one want to do it because all of students in the mechanical engineering seems that's useless in their career.
So short-sighted of them.
Yes. So he is happy that I want to do dinosaur eggs, and my background is life science. So I just sent by my advisors to the engineering lab. I spend most time in engineering lab in my master degree.
That's quite a change from life sciences. As somebody myself who was a biologist by training, I can't even imagine being able to work with the engineering department.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the skills that you picked up while you were working with the engineering department. You told me earlier that you ran simulations to understand more about eggs and egg evolution and ultimately about how dinosaurs and their eggs work together.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about that work?
Yes. With the extant birds and reptiles, we took the egg from the Taipei Zoo, and most of them are birds, and including penguin, some cute birds, and most of reptiles are turtles. And we put the eggs into a machine we call the compression machine to compress it, but not to break it, just to beat a little scar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we can calculate its stiffness. And in our lab, we quantify a C number, and it represents that the stiffness of this egg, but remove the shape-induced influence. So we can compare with different species. And the other way, we do the model simulation because we cannot compress the dinosaur eggs. So that is the top step for me because the software of the model simulation is coding.
That's right.
So at the first, it is tough for me to learn the coding. But eventually, I think it is a nice experience for me because I learn a lot and I can apply for my future work. Yeah.
Speaking of the future, I mean, you've accumulated all these different kinds of skills and knowledge. You've worked in a museum, you've worked with university researchers, and you've even worked with penguins at the zoo, for example. What do you hope to do as the next step in your own education and your own development as a scientist?
There is some my little hope because the primary of my interest is dinosaur, right? So I want to study abroad to study the real dinosaur. I don't say that the dinosaur I have studied is not the truth. That is because I use the specimen in the museum. That is a real dinosaur eggs. Yes. That time I went to the Raleigh, the Carolina Museum of Natural History. They have stunning specimen that's called dueling dinosaur.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
specimen.
And they do the fossil preparation in front of the audience. So that's so cool, and there is so many things can do with the specimens. So maybe someday?
I think any paleontology lab would be very lucky to have you as a student.
Oh.
I want to go back to the dueling dinosaurs for a moment. What makes that fossil so interesting? Can you describe what it is and talk a little bit about why it's an important find?
Okay, because it is rare to unearth the two species of dinosaurs in the same place. And I think it's one of Triceratops and one of like Tyrannosaurus species. But there is so many stories they can talk about because we don't know why are they keep in the same place. Are they fighting or they put together after their death? And the specimen preservation is very good. We can use their femur or their scale to all the research like CT or some chemical analysis. Yeah.
That's excellent. I think many of us think of dinosaurs in museums as these static specimens that we can see and admire and maybe be impressed by. But not many of us think about the insights that they can give us into animal behavior, for example. So the dueling dinosaurs are called dueling because we think that they might be fighting, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Have there been other specimens that have been found locked together in competition before?
Yes. I think there is another specimen they call fighting dinosaur.
Where is this specimen?
I don't remember.
I want to go back to the comment that you mentioned earlier about wanting to study dinosaurs, but that's not possible in Taiwan because we don't have any Mesozoic fossils. Is that correct?
We have the Mesozoic ocean animal, but we don't have the land animals.
And that's because of the age of the island?
Yes, we are too young.
We are too young to have dinosaurs.
Yes.
And so the fossils that we have, the large terrestrial fossils that we have in Taiwan,
Maybe it's the wild we just found in the Hanchen. Yes.
Are there other terrestrial?
Yes. One of it's the rhino. It is put in the Tainan, 佐证. Yep. And one of it's elephant. Yes, in the 澎湖古道. Yeah.
Amazing. I think we so often think about paleontology as dinosaur study, but we forget that it's actually the study of all ancient life, including mammoths and rhinoceroses. Rhinoceroses. What's the plural? And also avian fossils as well. So I think today we're going to wrap up here. But I'm actually going to invite Xiaorou back for another conversation on the next episode of 科博 Say Hello, because frankly, this is way too interesting to stop after only such a short time. So thank you so much for listening, and we hope to see you back next week. Bye!